Welcome to another edition of Throwback Thursday with Ronnie
and Randy.
All right, guys. So, just wanted to go ahead and jump right into this one. So, this one is a recap of a property that we bought on Update on the property that we bought on Guilford. If you remember, this is the story where we bought the house, found out there was some other errors on it. We ended up reselling the house back to her, undoing the transaction. Then she decided that she didn't want to sell the property eventually. So then 10 months later, got the house back under contract, bought it. Then we were trying to get her out of the house. That took a long time. And this is right before COVID hit, but she was still in the house for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. It took forever just to get her out. But it took a really, really, really long time. And, every time we kept coming up against these different hurdles, we kept asking ourselves, like, hey, is this deal really worth it? We were like, well, the numbers made sense. It looked like the ARV, the area was kind of turning. So we're like, you know what, let's just hold on, to the property and let's just see if we can make it work. That's what we decided a couple of times, where we could have just let it go. And at the beginning, we thought that this deal was going to be worth it. But once we finally got her out, one of the things that you always want to have to think about, when you're, selling these properties is, the cleanup for that. Who's going to take care of that? And the cleanup bill, for this property after everything was done, was big. And something that we also kind of had to take into consideration. But I wanted to bring this property up and give an update because sometimes, again, we thought it was worth it. But in the end, it really started to be a challenge. And then it started to kind of lose it, because sometimes, you build those relationships, you want things to happen, and you want to keep fighting, keep them pulling, tugging, but sometimes it's just not worth it. Sometimes it's okay just to let a deal go. And I feel like in this one, we probably should have took an earlier exit strategy out of it, but, we did get it. We got it cleared, and Randy, just kind of talk about, what you learned, with trying to even sell this property, where it's located, different things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like you said, we were following up with this lady for a really long time. I know you put in a lot of work on it. And I think we were kind of like pot committed and we're sticking with the deal because we've been following up for so long and trying to work with her. And I think the red flags just started when I think there were 3 times we were supposed to close, but she wasn't out of the house as agreed. And the crazy part was that we were holding money back, and I mean, she could have had her money if she just would have left as agreed, but she would never leave. And honestly, we should have pulled out then, because she wasn't cooperating. But again, we try to stick to our word, move forward. And then once she was out, that property was just, I mean, she tore that place up. I mean, it was bad on the initial walkthrough, but it was complete tear down now, or at least a complete gut.
Yeah.
And that's not what we were expecting going in with our numbers as far as what we could buy it for and then sell it. So an investor would still have some room to flip it. We did sell the property, and we just broke even what we had into it, but it wasn't a deal that we thought would turn out the way we did.
Right. I mean, like, looking over the lifespan of the deal, I mean, we were in this deal like over 13 months of like just, talking with her initials back and forth and things like that. I mean, it took that long to, break even, and sometimes, just other wholesalers just encourage you like, look, this is a volume game, and that's okay. And sometimes you might get one deal and you really try to work on it. But, I think this deal happened when I was earlier on, with the company and in wholesaling and things like that, and just trying to finish it through. But it's okay to let certain deals go when you start getting those red flags, and it's okay to move on to the next person and the next property, because again, there's always someone that's looking, that can use your help, that needs your help and use your resources, and also your time. So you don't want to spend a whole lot of mental stress on that one. So just wanted to bring that up. Randy, any other parting thoughts?
Yeah, just like you said, just be aware of what's going on, and if it's time to, if you see signs that it's time to pull out of the deal, trust your gut and just go ahead and
just trust your gut. Just trust your gut. Just trust your gut. Yep. Well, look, guys, we'll talk with you next week. Stay safe. Have a good one.